So do we think I got enough mats? What a pain in the butt. Still not sure exactly how I'm gonna lay it all out there, but this is kind of just some working theories. Right, so I just got back from Cancun. Our AC is still not working. I have a guy supposedly coming today, and I helped John recently to lay down the mats in his garage, and they came out amazing. So what I'm gonna do is just tear down my own garage and make it all really, really nice. It's gonna be a lot of work, but what you gonna do? So this is kind of where we at. Dragged some of the mats out. So I'm gonna go ahead and line it all perfectly to the line. And this is my favorite mats by far. The only ones I'm not decided is these are actually really nice and clean, and they go all the way up to the back. And they do clean up better, and it's a nice clean texture, so I'm gonna butt these up and see how it kind of looks, and then start figuring it out. Got the basis of our mats. I can't cut this one, I realized T-squares at John's house at the beach. So I took the cabinet apart, it's all right here. It's raining, all the mats are down there. So now I gotta figure out what kind of mats I want and where. So we're gonna think upon this. Alright, day one is in the books. So I dragged all the mats in. I'm gonna go move the old boy out of the way and stop by Home Depot, get the paint, some hinges, and the things I'll need to get going. And my AC is almost ready. Even though I gotta wait for the insurance to pay and whatnot, we don't really care anymore. We're just gonna pay to fix it. It's just the capacitor went and my thermostat went, but at least we'll have air. Alright, well, we got tropical storm coming through, so the weather, as you can see, is just dreary. Don't really like leaving my car outside there, but what you gonna do? The garage is all the walls are empty, and so I put all my plywood over there, so let's go ahead and roll it, and fingers crossed the silver paint will be okay. We already have a casualty too. I had a light right there, and so we had a couple of surges just recently, and so this burned out right out the gate. I think I need to put a surge protector on that outlet right there, but hey, let's paint. Oh, gotta step back. The weather ain't getting no better, but the first coat is done. It's humid as hell, so it takes a while to dry. Normally that would be already dry, but it's not, nowhere near, so I'm gonna start cutting everything in, but this is where we are. I'm missing the lid, but I put the Why So Serious stencil on it. I just sprayed this ha 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 on the side, but I realized why not do the top, because the top is all kind of just pitted and crappy, but I mean it's gonna be a work surface, so I don't want it too nice. So what I'm gonna do is gonna do another color that's black, but it's a textured metallic, so it's gonna have like even more, texture to it. So we're gonna go ahead and spray a little bit of these doodles over it and see how it comes out. Right, so something like that. This way now it kind of is all messed up and so forth, and then it ages even more. It'll look more natural. I didn't want to introduce any color here. I think this will be fine. And this paint is really neat. It's super strong, and it comes out like it covers extremely well. I've never been impressed with spray paint. This is the first one. I mean, this paint is pretty incredible. So we'll put that worktop back once it dries and see how it looks then. Alright, so this is many months later since I started redoing the garage, but it's finished, so let's go ahead and flip the camera and walk around and see what we got. Alright, so here's our woodworker home gym minimalist garage. Sak, where are you going? You're gonna go chase squirrel? Right, and the washing machine's long gone. I've had the Montero now for a few months. It's relegated to the outside duty just simply because it's leaking a bit from behind the engine and transfer case, like a drip a day, so we'll get to it in a bit. Infinity is looking pretty nice with the, what do you call them, the rotators, wheels. The only thing is the driveway. I still have that thing I haven't gotten up. I need to go dig from under and then scraped some stuff from underneath, lay it flat. But anyways, let's go over the nice garage over here. So the mats, very happy with the layout. I buttoned them all up nice and tight all the way to the corners. In the corners right here, I got these little, they're like metal plates. I'll pull up one. Come on. It's pretty tight. Oh, there you go, so you can kind of see. I think these are for joists for the ceiling, but one of my guys at the gym has the same setup at his house. So it works really well, so this way they don't slide around. They do shrink a bit when it's colder, so in the summertime it's nice and pretty tight, and then in the wintertime it can shrink, but these do keep it in place, so it's really nice. I got my new to me toolbox. I made a bunch of different stencils a while back to make a jump box out of plywood, so I went ahead and kind of reused them here. I do tend to get a little too serious, so this way it's kind of fun. I got a little ha 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 stencil on the side. Same thing here on the top. You can kind of see it. There we go, we can see it. So it's subtle. So in the previous video where I sprayed, or in the video where I sprayed it, it was more obvious, but then I went another coat, so this way it's kind of a lot more subtle, and I like it better that way. And I just sprayed the top of this toolbox because it was getting pretty old and to match this, but not too nice of a surface. I do like throw stuff on it and so forth. Only thing missing, like I kind of want to get a TV over here at some point, probably flip these with a TV right here. I do have a sound bar. I wouldn't mind having like a nicer, more loud like speaker there, but I'm pretty happy with that, and it runs off that tablet. Suck, what? What, you want to go inside? Still at some point got to get this door because he chewed through it one day. There was a little cat door over here, so I put a thicker piece of plywood on the inside so he can get through it, and kind of more of a quarter inch over here. All the plywood is nice and organized. I wouldn't mind getting some kind of something over here so that it's enclosed, similar to kind of my cabinet where the wood is all enclosed. The interior here is nice and designed, so this way I copied that and I realized this would be pretty cool there, so now I have kind of similar one on both spots. And these, I just made a bunch of random ones for boxes and I have them laying around. I probably will get rid of the stencils, but not too bad. Some bumper plates over here that were just extras at the gym. I didn't really need. The 15s are kind of starting to crack, which in the gym wouldn't really work, but at home it's fine. Barbells sit in the corner. There's just the woman's bar. I go early at 5 a.m. to my own place, so I don't really care. All the signs that we're processing over here that I kind of either started on or some of them are cut out. We got Lada, Bigley, Demon, Hellcat, Whistling Diesel, Doggy, Tesla, Blue Ridge Gathering, God knows what else. And then there's a few actually stenciled over here, so I kind of stuck them in here a bit. I don't see anything on this side, so it must be. Oh no, this one, the one with the Technokin and stuff. So this is just a piece of scrap. Let's put it in here. Wondering why I went. It's a pretty dark paint, especially if we turn the light off. So let me switch this light off real quick. So it's pretty dark in here with the silver paint. I like how the light works with the metallic paints better. It's very slick, so I've been able to, if I make a little like scratch or whatever you call it, like a dirt patch, or like rub on it a little bit, like it doesn't get marked as easy as normal paint. I have a bunch of this paint at the gym. I like how it kind of makes the cabinet somewhat, I mean, I'm not gonna say disappear, but it's not that obvious. I actually had friends come here and they didn't even notice that I've added that, which was kind of cool. And the reason I kind of like this dark is most of my work is done right out here under this nice tree in the shade. We're starting to get in the rain season, so even though it's like 7-8 months later, I'm making this video, weather looks identical. And so it's really bright in Florida, so what I like to do is just gonna keep this a little bit darker. I do have an LED, one of these triple thingies, and then I also have just a strip, so sometimes if I'm painting, I'll set up a table here. But I don't really like how this light works when I'm painting. It reflects weirdly, so I have some doodles laying around over here. So whenever you're trying to paint, kind of following these lines, the reflection is a bit off, or the way the light works. So I like to just put my table kind of up here, and just, that's where you see me do the videos, and so I'll just sit here and doodle. And a lot of times, Honestly, at this point, I like hanging out in the garage so much, I just grab one of these chairs, set it up kind of in the middle here, and just look out. I like that palm tree a lot. I mean, I don't really leave the car there. I don't remember why I left it here now. Probably to flex or something like that. But yeah, so it's just really nice kind of looking over. The sun moves from kind of there to all the way over here slowly. Sometimes you'll see a hawk fly by. And it's just really, really nice. Maybe I'm just getting older, or I've done enough trips that I just don't care as much. I mean, plus I'm from Russia and I've been a bit around the world, fortunately. But part of the inspirations for, let me turn the lights on actually. I want to talk about my bike here for a second, which is just a pretty basic Trek Marlin 5. But this has kind of been an inspiration for the garage build, the car build, the Montero build, and some of even like the life design or even this cabinet. And so what happened here is that I had a fixed gear bike before, and it was a pain in the butt to ride on only because my gearing was so aggressive. And so I got this one at some point, and my wife got one with the hydraulic brakes. And then what I did was I replaced the 2-inch knobby tires with road tires. And then me and my friend converted this thing to single speed, so it looks nice and clean. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip it. So we converted this thing to single speed. Also this, the crank was chrome, which didn't match, so we've got a black one instead. And then this is a bike lock. I got a little baggie. I got my little lights on it. I got one type of, whatever this thing's called, fender, and a different one. I think this one called Mucky Nuts. It's kind of a cool name. And so this bike, I've changed probably about, I think I counted 12 or 13 things on it, but ever since I changed all of them, I haven't messed with it for probably 4 or 5 years now. Like, it's a perfect bike for poodling around in Florida, jumping off curbs, biking to my gym because it's only less than 4 miles away. Oh, the other thing I did, I cut my handlebars too by quite a bit, because sometimes on the street when you ride, you don't want to run into the electrical pole or something like that, because sometimes they just put it right in the sidewalk, and so it's tight. And so it's comfortable, it's quiet, because I don't like when the derailleur makes noise. Had some dust on it or something. And so now it's just really nice, really quiet, very comfortable. I've converted quite a few people to single speed because I just dropped the seat and let them ride it, and they all realize kind of the beauty of the simplicity of it. It's the same kind of with the Minimalist. Once you declutter, it's just so nice to have just a nice, open space, not a bunch of junk. Now, I don't have any kids, so I'm not telling you how to live your life here. I think it's a little different when you have kids or you like Christmas or something like that. But let's put the bike out of the way, go over the rest of the stuff here. Found it was free. I found it next to my gym. This is where my main tools are. It's kind of somewhat organized. It can be better, but it's good enough for me for now. With all my needs, all my finger-friendly soft touch, and then all my tools are right here. So this is pretty much my only tool drawer. I got 2 sanders, jigsaw, extension cord, and my foot pads you see, so that this way my table doesn't sink in the dirt, because I set it up there kind of half on the one side on the concrete and the other side on the dirt, so I don't have to clean up the man glitter after the cutting. And so now this one was all busted, and so what started happening is all these drawers just slide open. So I was gonna kind of throw it away. I was gonna buy a new toolbox and get like a nicer, bigger one, but then I found this one for free, so I was like, oh, what the hell. And so we made little DIY jigsaw stoppers. And so we got a projector here, my cheap jigsaw grinder, just stuff that I use less often, and so for that, this works great. Let's move this. Then here I got my car washing supplies. I got my limited slip diff, blowtorch. I need to buy a new tank, or not buy a new tank, refill the tank. And then my Raptor liner kit. But it's kind of, and this cabinet I bought for $10. It had one shelf, so as you can see, with the power of circular saw, I made some more shelves. And then my old Mitsubishi banner from the windshield I put over here too, because I really like how the light plays on it. But it was a little too low in my car, so I bought a new one, and it was redone. Yeah, the freezer's mostly empty, so I actually wouldn't mind eventually getting a smaller fridge, putting it kind of right there, moving the cabinet over, and then maybe adding a bigger toolbox here, or even building some kind of a workbench, so I can have like a sliding chair with an opening so I can kind of roll it in there. But that works pretty good for me. Let's see what else we got. So the only thing is I would add probably like a weight tree, rolling weight tree, so we can keep more weights on it if we ever were to like start using the home gym for real. But honestly, I've used it like a couple of times for body weight stuff on the weekend, and my wife mostly, if she doesn't want to go to the gym, she'll do her Olympic lifting here. So for me, I don't need it, and so it worked out really well. There's a set of rings I have hanging right there, so they just quick clip, boom, go boom, boom, and then you have your set of rings for ring rows and whatnot. I think that's about it, really. I mean, nothing else. Montero is looking pretty good though. And they I did cut all the trim so you can see that muffler hanging down really low, so that kind of sucks. But they don't have the springs in stock for the front. I want to get some levels. So once they come in, so that the front and rear gap kind of close a little bit more evenly. Come on, focus. In about a year and a half or something like this garage went from the baby blue. Let's see if we can even find a little bit of this color. I kind of cheated. I didn't cover up right there. There's a little bit of it, so, but it's hot in Florida now, so once it's cold again, and I actually will work here with the door closed, I'll touch it up. But it's been just such a nice place to work in. Very happy with how the cars are turning out, despite the little headaches and hassles. I mean, one of the tires right now is leaking air in the Infinity, so I have to do the pump up with the bike pump, which actually hangs really neatly just right there. And so it's been just wonderful working here, chatting with you all on the interwebs. It's getting pretty serious. Doing all these fun projects. Can be a little overwhelming. I do get carried away and stencil one too many projects at once, because I forgot I got all these, but I also have that table full of random ones as well. And then I have another probably 5 or 6 stenciled here, and then there's a piece on there that I have a bunch to go. But most of them are just for fun, for friends, for something that I want to do as like a tutorial of how you can potentially make money if you want to partner up with like real estate agents and do some basic white girl vanilla signs, which I think will be pretty cool. I also want to do some crazy signs, like you can see the doodle bigly over there, but I want to do like welcome, home, family, coffee, you know, get off my lawn, stuff like that. And I want to do like a series where there are like all these pretty swirly signs, but they're going to be like crazy. So if you got any ideas for wild sayings like get off my lawn, or I am the one that knocks, something like that, I think that would be pretty cool to do. So if you got any ideas, that would be pretty neat. So we'll go from there. Introduce a little anarchy maybe, something like that. I really like some of the Joker stuff. Not a huge Batman actually fan, but I do tend to be too serious, so through a bunch of meditation, therapy and so forth, I'm starting to appreciate some of the Joker mentality a little bit more. If I forgot to show something, you know, let me know and I'll cover it up. And hopefully, now that my official project has been on my kind of the back of my mind for about 9 months is complete, we'll go ahead and move forward to all of our doodles. And then we'll follow the Dave Grohl's advice as always. Gonna keep banging on some stuff in the garage and see where that journey takes us. But great success. Hope you guys have a good weekend and take it from there. So I was gonna go and set up my table still outside. I was gonna set up and go work on that, but it's raining out, so I don't generally work inside here unless like I'm on tight deadline, which I hardly ever am. So we're gonna leave these guys all alone for now. I pulled the car in so you can see I still got about 2 feet from the rig. Clears over here, no problem. So there's enough room here for the Montero, but since it's outside, I usually will leave a little more room here for the Infinity. Normally you can see it will go here. That's the reason why I want to kind of get rid of this fridge, just so there's a little bit more walk-in space between. But other than that, it's good to go. I think now we're officially done. I want to do a mural on that thing, like a Brotherhood of Steel. I'm going to pop that on the video. But if you got any other ideas of what we should doodle over here, but American flag and power armor guy, I think would be pretty sweet. But yeah, I guess instead of going and doodling today, I'm gonna go edit this video and get to the projects whenever the rain stops. Maybe today, maybe later this weekend. But thank you guys for watching officially now. Great success, Volvo approves, and bye. So I guess it's a good thing I didn't set up any woodworking. It's like 30 minutes later. So we'll just copy the files and go from there. I think I have enough Volt voice. And I also did get this one game just now. But we tried to set it up and it was pretty complex, so we haven't figured it out yet. So I gotta go look into the rules, but maybe now it's done. Thanks for watching and great success, huh? So the weather gotten better. It was actually a little bit nicer, but it's kind of darkening a little bit now. I've sacrificed a bunch of wood in the name of beauty. Made a little man glitter. You can see I gotta broom this real quick. All this dust and dirt. But this is, I wanted to show kind of in the end my somewhat assembly table. So that's kind of what I do sign-wise. Normally I don't do that many at once. I don't know, I got excited or whatever. It's been busy, so I just went a little ape. And so I kind of got one too many started. We got Subaru, I just started as well. Plus Montero's parked on the street, so I can leave that table out there, kind of not permanently, but for a few days. Still have plenty of car to park the Infinity here. And so these are now in different stages of assembly. Damn, that's loud. So these are all like in different stages of assembly. Next step will be, some of these are already drilled from behind. You can see there's holes. So I know where it is before I pre-cut it. Tested the sanding on this guy because it was just ripping out. Not so bad on this one, but look at all these rip outs. But it does sand it down okay, so we're gonna be able to kind of make it nice. The ladder, so that needs to be screwed in and be put, kind of figure out where. Then everything on this table needs to be sanded. Some of it needs to be finished cutting, like I need to attach that I dot here and then finish cutting it here. Same thing, I gotta attach the B interior piece and then go ahead and finish cutting the rest of it as well. Gonna be fun little projects. So I'll see you guys next time. You got any questions or ideas or stupid suggestions? Because I still have the Jigsaw, the old one, that's dead. We still haven't done anything to bury this little guy that helped us for 4 years. And I kind of want to, 5 years, hell. And I still kind of want to do a montage of all the cool projects we've done, but meanwhile, for now, it's just rotten over there. You know what's crazy with some plastic tables, some diamond hands, some Russian ingenuity, and Florida man, no quit attitude. I think we're gonna change the face of woodworking. Or at least, I don't know about you guys, but just not every day, but every once in a while, actually pretty common. Just every time I cut something here, it's just the birds are singing, it's nice out, and you know, it's just, I don't know, it's something magical about the whole process, and I don't know, it just, it's something special, this whole thing. So I think it's gonna be, I don't know where we're going with all this yet. I have ideas, but life doesn't really work out that way most of the time. It works out kind of with the crazy opportunities coming from you sideways. So we're gonna see where this whole Jigsaw Nation ship goes. And until then, we're gonna listen to Dave Grohl and just keep on painting some stuff in the garage and suck at it until we become good at it.